Assalamu alaikum. I hope that you all are doing well. In previous videos, I talked about chemical changes or chemical reactions, and there are some important characteristic properties in which I mentioned that chemical changes are those in which new substances with new properties are formed. Chemical changes are permanent. They are irreversible in nature, and there is always an energy involvement as far as chemical reactions are concerned. In today's video, I'd like to focus on the types of chemical reactions. As you very well know that there are various types of chemical reactions. We have combination reactions, there are decomposition reactions, there are displacement reactions, there are double displacement reactions, and there are oxidation and reduction reactions. So in this video, I'd like to focus on oxidation reduction reactions. So let's try to understand the meaning of oxidation reduction reactions. In simple words, as the name implies, if oxygen is added to a substance, or if there is an addition of oxygen to a substance, we can say oxidation has taken place. So oxidation is simply the addition of oxygen to a substance in a chemical change or in a chemical reaction. As simple as that. But there are two aspects to it. If there is addition of oxygen, that's oxidation obviously. And second, if there is a removal of hydrogen. If anything occurs to a substance in a chemical change, we can say that oxidation has taken place or that substance has been oxidized. So जहां तक oxidation का ताल्लुक है, oxidation is simply the addition of oxygen or the addition of oxygen to a substance or the removal of hydrogen to a substance. In both the cases, we can say that oxidation has taken place. Reduction is simply the vice versa of the same situation. For example, if in a chemical change or if in a chemical reaction, there is addition of hydrogen to a substance, there is addition of hydrogen and the removal of oxygen. It's vice versa of the first situation. Okay, so if a substance, if there is addition of hydrogen to a substance in a chemical reaction or the removal of oxygen to a substance in a chemical change, in both the cases we can say that it's reduction. I repeat, oxidation is addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen, while as reduction is addition of hydrogen or removal of oxygen. So actually, oxidation and reduction, we are actually defining oxidation and reduction in terms of gain or loss of hydrogen or oxygen. In order to keep it simple, in this video, I'd like to talk only about the oxygen parameter. If oxygen is added, that's oxidation. If oxygen is removed, that's reduction. About hydrogen, addition of hydrogen and the removal of hydrogen, I'd like to discuss that in another video to keep it simple. So oxidation simply refers to the addition of oxygen to a substance, and reduction is basically the removal of oxygen to a substance in a chemical reaction. So अगर किसी substance पे ऑक्सीजन ऐड होता है केमिकल चेंज में, तो हम कह सकते हैं कि वो सब्सटेंस उस पे ऑक्सीडेशन हुआ है और वी कैन से दैट सब्सटेंस हैज बीन ऑक्सीडाइज्ड, यानी कि ऑक्सीजन ऐड हुआ है. Likewise, if there is removal of oxygen in a chemical change for a substance, we can say that substance has been reduced और वो substance उस पे reduction हुआ है, that has been reduced because oxygen has been removed out of that substance. But another point I'd like to add, in a chemical change or in a chemical reaction, when one substance is oxidized another is reduced. और मैं इस तरह से कह सकता हूं, जब एक केमिकल चेंज या एक केमिकल रिएक्शन में जब एक सब्सटेंस ऑक्सीजन लूज करता है, उस पर रिडक्शन हुआ है, तो वो ऑक्सीजन जो उसने लूज किया, उसी केमिकल चेंज में दूसरा एलिमेंट या दूसरा सब्सटेंस उस ऑक्सीजन को गेन करेगा, तो उस पर ऑक्सीडेशन हो जाएगा, वो ऑक्सीडाइज होगा। सो क्या हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि एक ही केमिकल चेंज में, एक ही केमिकल रिएक्शन में साइमल्टेनियसली देयर इज ऑक्सीडेशन एंड देयर इज रिडक्शन। एक सब्सटेंस पे ऑक्सीडेशन होता है, यानी कि ऑक्सीजन वो ऐड, उस पे वो ऑक्सीजन को ऐड करता है, देयर इज एडिशन ऑफ ऑक्सीजन टू इट। वो तभी पॉसिबल होता है जब दूसरा ऑक्सीजन लूज करता है। सो दिस गैनिंग एंड लूजिंग ऑफ ऑक्सीजन इन अ केमिकल रिएक्शन, दिस ऑक्सीडेशन एंड रिडक्शन, दे occur together. It exists simultaneously. Therefore, the word from the word reduction, red has been taken, and from the word oxidation, ox has been taken. So it becomes red from reduction, ox from oxidation. So it becomes redox reaction. Therefore, oxidation reduction reactions are also termed as redox reactions. Because oxidation and reduction, they occur simultaneously. I mean, they are intertwined. One substance is oxidized, simultaneously the next another substance is reduced. As far as trying to learn it from a chemical reaction, I'd like to show it. I don't know whether it's completely visible to you. Please try to focus on this reaction. These are reactants, okay? These are on the left side. These are reactants, obviously. This is the arrow. The head of the arrow is pointed towards the products which are lying on the right side of this chemical reaction or equation, okay? This is CuO. Obviously, this is copper oxide. This is hydrogen. These are reactants. ये react करते हैं आपस में. आप देख लीजिए कि इस reaction में क्या होता है. This CuO, after the reaction takes place, after the completion of this reaction, as far as copper oxide is concerned, copper oxide is basically converted into Cu, which is copper. So इस पे क्या हुआ है? There is removal of oxygen, or we can say copper oxide has been reduced to copper, और copper oxide पे reduction हुआ है. जब हम कहते हैं कि उस पे reduction हुआ है, that means it has lost its oxygen. अब जब इसने ऑक्सीजन को लूज किया है, तो सबस्टेंस में ही, इसी केमिकल रिएक्शन में दूसरे सबस्टेंस को वो ऑक्सीजन गेन करना है और उस पर ऑक्सीडेशन होना है, क्योंकि मैंने आपको पहले ही इन्फॉर्म किया दैट ऑक्सीडेशन एंड रिडक्शन ऑकर साइमल्टेनियसली इन अ केमिकल रिएक्शन. ओके, इन लाइट ऑफ दैट, this is hydrogen H2 and it's converted into H2O, which is water. So we can say this H2, in this H2 oxygen has been added. That oxygen has been taken from this copper oxide. In nutshell, we can say oxygen has been added to this H2. यहाँ पे मैंने लिखा भी है, there is addition of oxygen or oxidation. So one substance is reduced and another is oxidized. Reduction and oxidation, they occur simultaneously in redox reactions. Okay, I hope that there is some degree of learning from this example point of view. I'd like to add another point. अब वो substance जिस पे ऑक्सीडेशन होता है, जिस तरह से इस रिएक्शन में H2 हैज़ बीन कन्वर्टेड इनटू H2O, यानी कि यहाँ पे ऑक्सीजन ऐड हुआ है, द ऑक्सीडेशन हैज़ टेकन प्लेस ऑन हाइड्रोजन गैस, सो H2 हैज़ बीन कन्वर्टेड इनटू H2O. I'd like to add the point that I was mentioning, that I was trying to add is that जिस सबस्टेंस पे ऑक्सीडेशन होता है उसको हम रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट कहते हैं, क्योंकि वो दूसरे को रिड्यूस करवाता है। अब जिस सब्सटेंस पे रिडक्शन होता है उसको हम ऑक्सीडाइजिंग एजेंट कहते हैं, क्योंकि वो दूसरे को ऑक्सीडाइज करवाता है। एज फार एज दिस एग्जाम्पल इज कंसर्न, दिस CuO कॉपर ऑक्साइड, आप देख लीजिए इस पे रिडक्शन हुआ है, देयरफॉर इट्स एन ऑक्सीडाइजिंग एजेंट, क्योंकि ये दूसरे सब्सटेंस को ऑक्सीडाइज करवाने में मदद करता है। एज सिंपल एज दैट। अब एज फार एज हाइड्रोजन गैस इज कंसर्न, यहाँ पे ऑक्सीडेशन हुआ है, there is obviously the addition of oxygen to it, but it's a reducing agent. It's a reducing agent because it helped copper oxide to get reduced. So in nutshell I should say, the substance that's oxidized, जिस पे oxidation होता है वो खुद reducing agent कहलाता है, और वो substance जिस पे reduction होता है that is known as oxidizing agent. So this is about oxidation and reduction in terms of addition or removal of oxygen. But there is another aspect to it, that oxidation and reduction can also be measured in terms of addition or removal of hydrogen. I'd like to throw light on that in the coming video. Please keep in touch with me. I hope that you all shall stay safe and healthy. Take good care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.